Welcome to the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show. I'm your host, Thorn City Podcast Guy. This episode is sponsored by Travel Portland, on location at Portland's Visitor Center. Join us as we explore the values shaping Portland's identity and strategies attracting travelers from around the world. We discuss how they balance the needs of tourists with the quality of life for residents, sharing their mission and approach. We dive into their initiatives, preserving Portland's character amidst its growing popularity, highlighting how Travel Portland ensures every visitor has a memorable stay. From hidden gems to must-see attractions, they guide visitors through both online and offline channels. This is more than just a podcast. It's an opportunity to gain insights, be inspired, and join the conversation today. Thorn City Podcast Guy, let's go. Welcome to the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show, where we network and build connections through interviews and discussions. This episode is sponsored by Travel Portland. Make sure you visit thorncitysyndicate.com, subscribe for updates, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, and join the conversation today. Today I have a couple guests in the spotlight representing Travel Portland, Miss Angela Nelson and Michael Kavanaugh. Thanks for joining me today. How you guys doing?
Hey, great. Thanks for having us.
Nice. Michael, I had the pleasure of meeting at a networking event that was being put on by the East Portland Chambers of Commerce.
Yep.
Yeah. So I met Michael there, and then I got a suggestion once I told a previous guest of mine, Miss Desiree Noisette from Hermosa PDX. I told her I was thinking of doing an episode down here. She said, you got to get Angela. And so I told Michael I needed Angela. Well, we have.
You got us both. I told her I wouldn't do it without him.
So yeah, I sure appreciate you guys hosting me down here at the Visitor Center. Can you both introduce yourselves and tell me what you do for Travel Portland and what got you into the tourism industry?
Well, I'll start and introduce myself to your audience. I'm Angela Nelson. I relocated from Grand Rapids, Michigan, hometown Flint, Michigan, though. I have to give a shout out to all my Flintstones. But I am the Vice President of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion at Travel Portland. I have been in the tourism industry going on 8 years, and I started in a similar role with another destination marketing organization is how we refer to ourselves. And so this is my second DMO, or Convention and Visitor Bureau, and I really love my job. I don't know if you've heard the statement, love what you do and do what you love, but I love this industry. I love the networking, the people that work in this industry, and of course the opportunity to lead our organization's diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. And it's because I'm not the one that's only doing the work, but I encourage and really advocate for everyone to see themselves in the role of an EDI champion, ally, supporter. So it's a shared responsibility across the organization. And I guess this is a great time to just say that I've added to my role at Travel Portland. Michael will talk a little bit about it because he's been in the position, but I will be leading our partnership engagement come July 1. So I'm excited about that new role and function within Travel Portland.
Nice. Yeah. My name is Michael Kavanaugh. I'm currently the Director of Community Engagement and Visitor-Facing Services at Travel Portland. And I have been in Portland for almost 13 years. I moved here from the great state of Vermont.
Hey now,
the Green Mountain State. And I started working at Travel Portland about 9 years ago in 4 weeks. It'll be my anniversary. And I started at the organization on the meetings and convention side of the business. So just a little bit of insight into tourism and specifically how Travel Portland work. We almost have two sides of the business. So one way that we draw visitors to Portland is through meetings and conventions, which we book through meeting planners and association executives, usually years in advance. And then the other side is really that leisure and consumer marketing. So our marketing team and content team work really heavily on that side of things. So I love what I do currently, working with what we call community engagement. And at Travel Portland, the way that is right now is we have our partnership program, which Angela will start to lead starting July 1, which we're all super excited about. She is going to come into it with new vision and really putting the EDI lens on things, but also just her experience, not only at Travel Portland, but Visit Grand Rapids and the work she's done with partners across the board. I think she really, I said this earlier, going to breathe new life into the program. So super exciting there. But we also, part of my purview is our investments into Portland and our destination stewardship efforts, and then our visitor-facing strategy, which part of that is right here. We're sitting in the beautiful Portland Visitor Center in Portland's downtown West End. And what got me into tourism is, I think I talked about this a little bit earlier, but I was in college and studying to get into really like policy and politics, and I started working at a resort and like just to make money on the side, and I started working events and eventually just fell into hospitality. And really for me, it's about bringing everyone to the table and making sure that everyone's voices are heard. And I think we do that through hospitality and tourism.
Nice. So you mentioned, I think, did you say BMO or would you say BMO?
DMO.
DMO. So can you tell me what DMO is, and also tell me what Travel Portland's mission and their approach is?
Yeah, so DMO stands for Destination Marketing Organization, or what some individuals may know as a Convention and Visitor Bureau. So Michael talked a little bit about the two sides of our business, but as a DMO, we are responsible for marketing the destination and driving economic impact. So the economic meaning we drive money into the city through visitors, and we are funded primarily through a hotel occupancy tax. And so it's very important that we have visitors travel here. You know, they stay in our hotels. That is our main revenue driver. So the more heads and beds that we have in our hotels, it's an indicator of, you know, business being, or travel to Portland really being a positive, you know, impact on the economy, as well as in our industry and on the hotel business side. But that's just one side of the equation. And so I think that sums up, you know, what we do. I mean, that's the primary mission of our organization, among other ways that we support visitors.
And it's a nonprofit, correct?
We are private nonprofit.
We are a private nonprofit, a 501c6 designation, which means that we serve our partners as well as visitors.
Nice. So what strategies does Travel Portland employ to attract leisure tourists and convention attendees and tour operators?
Yeah, I'm happy to start there.
We're giving each other the Google eyes. We want to go.
Well, I think the main thing that we do is we've identified that there are 4 travel motivators for people coming to Portland. And so the first is the shopper, and that is because we have tax-free shopping here. So that's a draw for not only our neighbors across the river in Washington State, but folks coming in from other states as well as internationally. Come to Portland, you buy your new MacBook, but then you also do some boutique shopping at our locally owned stores. The adventurer, which really plays to Portland's access to the outdoors, which I think is really unique to Portland as an urban destination. We have Forest Park. I think every neighborhood you go to, you find parks. So access to outdoors is huge. The foodie, we can't ignore that Portland has become quite a culinary scene, and that's not new, but we keep building off of that. I think we just saw the other day that Gregory Gourdet won his 3rd James Beard Award in a row, third year in a row.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so best chef in the Pacific Northwest, or in the Northwest.
In the Northwest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have the shopper, the foodie, the adventurer, and the culturalist. Thank you. So that's the folks coming here for Portland's music scene, for Portland's museums, really the culture of Portland and the communities that make it special. So what we do is we've taken those 4 travel consumer motivators, and our marketing team and our content teams take kind of that and use that to build out our marketing plan. And so I don't know if I can speak to marketing strategy, but I think what a lot of the work that we do on the marketing side comes down to is we are kind of the vessel of getting the message and the story out there, but we reach out to Portlanders to tell their story, and we share that with people who are interested in potentially coming here. Because really what makes Portland special is the people. It's the small businesses. It's not, we don't have this space needle. We don't have this one thing that Portland is coming here for. And I think when people come here, it's the people that, right.
All of it, yeah.
Nice. So in what ways does Travel Portland work to balance the needs and interests of the visitors with the quality of life of the local residents?
So I can jump into that on the destination stewardship work that we do. So one thing that we knew was really important, let's be real, Portland was hot. It was like the place to be in 2019. We had record hotel room occupancies. Our businesses were doing well. And then the pandemic happened, and we had over 100 nights of protesting. There was the murder of George Floyd, and Portlanders came out to really show their voice of social justice. But we also had really bad behavior that was happening. People co-opted a movement and broke windows, and there was graffiti. And we still sometimes hear this national message of Portland not being the place you want to go, or it's dangerous or whatever. And so we're kind of on the up and up, and I think we've looked at this as an opportunity to do more investment in Portland than we've done in the past as an organization. And I think the ways I can speak to my departments doing that is through, we have some investment opportunities, and so those are our scale-up grants, which we do in collaboration with Prosper Portland, and that's to create more event activations in the downtown core to get people back to Portland. Travel Portland also has a large event sponsorship, which again, is to get more folks in the city center, because if we have a thriving downtown, we have a thriving Portland. And then we also do an annual visitor experience enhancement grant, and folks can apply for that for pretty big chunks of funding to help support essentially visitor or tourism infrastructure or development in Portland. And so some of the ways we've done that is working with Fonsu Chinese Garden, which is in Old Town Chinatown, to update their wheelchair accessibility, and then also to expand their tea house so that more people of all walks and shapes of life can experience that gem that's in downtown.
Nice. Yeah, and I was trying to think of it through the EDI lens. I think the message and first perception that a lot of people have of Portland, that it is a very white cultured community or city. And so from an EDI lens, we don't want to erase the cultures and the communities, especially cultural communities that exist here, that grew up here, that have generational family connections to this region. And so I think for us, it's about telling those stories of local Portlanders and their experiences and how special they are to Portland. Our marketing team has worked with Better Marketing to develop a series called The Portlanders, in fact, and it's in its third season. And so that, again, highlights local community members. And that helps to balance, again, I think the perception of who and what Portland is when they get to see the manifestation of these individuals and the work they do and the creative outcomes that they have, contributed to the city. And so I think I'm, in this role, I think about how our team helps to reinforce how culturally diverse Portland is, even though there's a perception that there's not enough representation in those communities. I think we don't want to negate the fact that there are many people within those respective communities that are doing some amazing things. And actually, we are constantly telling their stories, especially in the culinary scene, right? People of color are really making headways in that space, and it gives us a lot of pride to be able to tell those stories.
So how would someone go about being a guest on that show?
So it is a curated, content in partnership with Better, and they do identify individuals. So there's I'm not quite involved in that process, but I know that our team is open to taking recommendations because content is scheduled out pretty far in advance. I'm not quite sure how many are, produced each year, but I believe we have about 14 stories or so curated over the 3 years of this, within the three, seasons that this has been produced. So, yeah, let us know who we should highlight and amplify. Yeah.
Me.
Okay. I knew it. Absolutely.
So no, that's good. Now let's take our first break here. We get a word from Travel Portland. It's a little something I put together. Guys, let me know what you think. And when we come back, we'll discuss preserving Portland's identity.
Travel Portland, promoting and preserving the city we love for travelers and residents alike. Today's episode is brought to you on location at the Portland Visitor Center in collaboration with Travel Portland, located at 1132 Southwest Harvey Milk Street. From leisure travel to conventions, conferences, or large group events, they're here to support you every step of the way, making sure everything goes smoothly from start to finish. Visit the Portland Visitor Center for information and resources to make the most of your stay. Online and print materials available provides everything you need to explore Portland to the fullest. Visit www.travelportland.com and follow @TravelPortland on social media for more information.
Cause this syndicate lyricist exists. Don't blink one eye, baby, you just might miss history in the making from the making of this. Third, I guess it's welcome back to these words. So I'ma come well like welcome back words for sure.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Spotlight Show. We're on location at Portland's Visitor Center. I got Miss Angela and Michael Kavanaugh with me. How we doing? All right, good. So this is where I like to explain about my show and why I started it, the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show. It's all about the power of networking and forming strategic alliances. And so I started my management company, it's about 10 years this year. Been doing it for 10 years. I started to help my friend out. I had done music growing up and got caught in a fast life and became addicted to pills and alcohol. And so I used the music as a way to get his life back together. I got him back in the studio. We recorded some songs. We did some shows. We actually traveled and did some shows. And then I needed a music video. Somebody introduced me to my current business partner, Justin. He's in the video production. We shot a music video called Honesty. And we entered it into some film festivals. We got to go to some film festivals. We won a few awards around the world and nationally. And shortly after that video, my buddy went and got clean. So he's now celebrated 7 years clean. So he got his life back, and that's all I wanted, get my friend back life. So he's working now, engaged to be married, he bought a house, and so he's doing it up. I'm proud of my guy. Shout out to Third Twin. That was one of his songs we played coming back. I play coming back. It's called Welcome Back. And so after a few years doing the podcasting, I decided to start my own show to help me come from behind the scenes and get out and network more. I'm a pretty quiet person, so a lot of people are surprised when they see me talking on here. They're like, "You changed. You're talking now." Yeah, you gotta open up at some point. So it's been good for me, and it's been good for the business, and so now we're here at Travel Portland, and so it worked out.
Congrats to you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so what are some of the key challenges Travel Portland faces in preserving Portland's unique identity amidst the growing tourism?
Yeah, so I think that's a great question, and one that I maybe alluded to earlier on is that I think we were approaching a point of potentially having too much tourism in Portland in 2018, 2019, and I think we were putting a lot of thought into, at that point, how do we really be a steward of the destination? How do we make sure that our local community is taken care of first before maybe the visitor, especially when we have too many. You look at communities, especially internationally, and like Barcelona and other places where they see so many tourists coming in that the people that have lived in that city forever don't want to live there anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't think we have that issue right now.
No.
I would say the opposite of that is true. While we are on the up and up, hotel occupancies are still hovering around, upwards of 50 to 60%, which is not the lowest in the nation, but it's not the highest, that's for sure. And so I think we really have to think about right now our focus has kind of shifted to making sure that we are marketing to out-of-town visitors, which it's always that, but really, really honing in on making sure that we are making Portland an attractive place for people to come in and stay at hotels and short-term rentals and visit their family and friends, and then leave and tell them about how great it was, because that's another thing, right? Like, we as locals know that, yeah, we have our issues, but we still have beautiful neighborhoods. We still have a thriving downtown. And people from out of town who maybe don't realize that, or maybe even folks from the suburbs who haven't been downtown in a while don't know that. And I think once we get them here back into the central city, we have Portland fans again. So we're really focused on getting the message out that Portland is still open for business. Portland is still a creative community, a welcoming community for all. And we're focused on that. And I think once we start getting back to this nexus point again of having too many visitors, once that becomes a problem again, we will have the foundation for being stewards of the city and taking care of locals as well, because we're working on that.
Nice.
I think it's also an opportunity to make lemon out of lemonade. Is that the right statement?
Yeah,
or
lemonade out of lemons.
Yes. Or, if you look at the glass half empty, or do you look at it half full? I think, to Michael's point, there is a value proposition, or there's an opportunity for locals to take advantage of, a situation where hotels, are providing a value because their rates are a little lower right now than normal, right? In our industry, higher rates kind of give you a outlook of that things are getting back to a point where we can see those higher rates are better in our industry, but right now they are a little bit lower. And it's an opportunity to welcome our locals downtown. So when you have a concert, stay in the hotel, make a staycation out of it. Yeah. Lots of events are returning. And so bring your loved ones, bring your families. We just wrapped up the Rose Parade and the festivals around that, or the activities around that. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity that locals can take advantage of to kind of visit their city again. And so I will say that is the opportunity as we are positioned in a space where hotel rates are a little lower than normal. Mm. And so come and visit your own downtown. Come see what's taking place, because there's a lot of great activity and activation that is on the horizon. And so come check it out.
Yeah, nice. So how does Travel Portland support local businesses to ensure they benefit from tourism?
Really good question. And am I okay to jump
You
in?
are, yes. Go ahead.
It's so top of mind, my everyday
This is his
work.
life.
So Travel Portland has a partnership program that is for local businesses that are tourism facing. And so I won't go into the weeds, but we have identified tourism sectors, so the businesses that benefit from tourism, and then anyone from those sectors are invited to become a Travel Portland partner. We made a shift a few years ago where we had all these many levels of paid partnership. We've kind of wiped them all away and have made it accessible to everyone. So we have two levels that are most important to visitor-facing businesses. The first is our insider level, which gives you access to Local, LOCL, which is a Google optimization platform. So for those businesses that have doors that they open to visitors, being able to optimize your Google business listing is huge, because how are people finding you? They are pulling up Google and Google Maps and searching where to eat. And then you can usually translate the information of, if someone looked me up or clicked on my phone number, it probably turned into a visit. And so we offer at no cost to our partners access to local completely free. And so that's our largest tactical benefit. But then we also have amazing partner education and networking opportunities. So for instance, yesterday, Carmen Paradise, who's our senior social media manager at Travel Portland, who's phenomenal at her job. If you go look at Travel Portland's Instagram or TikTok, like, she is doing amazing work. So she met with our partners who signed up for 2 hours yesterday to do a deep dive into, like, how to really utilize your IG and your TikTok to get visitors in your door. And we have a number of other ways. I'd say those are the largest things for someone who's maybe not the most brick and mortar visitor facing. I would also encourage those folks to sign up for our newsletter. So once a month we have an industry update that comes out that gives you insights into Portland's tourism economy. And then we also have a good news newsletter just to showcase all the amazing stuff happening around town, right? We all need a dose of a reminder of how cool our city is, because sometimes we lose sight of that. So,
granted.
Yeah.
And we encourage our business partners to share that good news and to their followers and to their stakeholders, because when our businesses are thriving, then Portland is thriving.
Yeah. And then we also have, I would be remiss if I didn't say, we're sitting in the Portland Visitor Center, and we are open 7 days a week from 9 to 5, and we have a team of 5 fantastic Portland ambassadors who are here to answer any questions folks have. So that translates into more business for the business community, because if you come in and chat with our team, like say hello, let them know what your business is, they're likely to recommend you to a visitor. So stop on in and say hello to them.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. When we come in, they always greet us well and have good conversations with them.
Good.
So any hidden gems or must-see attractions in Portland that you recommend?
Yeah, I think I shared this before. Akadi, for me, is one of the gems in this community. She's I believe the only West African restaurant, but she's phenomenal. She is from the Ivory Coast, and she went to Portland State University, started catering out of her apartment or dorm, and her friends encouraged her to take that skill and really cultivate it. And I think that her trajectory was taking her in another direction, but her love for food and for her culture and for just community led her to opening Akadi. And she now is, she has a beautiful space, but I've been to Africa a few times, and so I know what it does for me, and I've only visited a handful of times, but for someone that grew up there and is, well connected to that country or continent, it's home for a lot of people. That it's a home away from home for a lot of West and East African natives that live in Portland now. And so, yeah, it's a hidden gem. It shouldn't be hidden, but so if you're listening to this, make sure you go by and see my girl.
Check them out. You got anything for us, Mike?
Yeah. Oh God, it's so hard to choose. I would say Portland, small business and Portland makers make Portland a special place to be, not just for our locals, but for folks coming into town. I think Tender Loving Empire, maybe not a hidden gem, but something that locals forget about, because while it's like the best
part of it.
Oh, it's so cool. So they started as a record label with Portland artists, and have evolved into a brand and a store where they sell mostly Portland made products. So we highly encourage visitors to go there, because you can walk in and buy something that's, like $1.50, but then they also have some beautiful like ceramics and things like that, so some higher end stuff. But there's something for everyone. They have a few locations around town. They have a location at the airport, but awesome for visitors, but great for locals too. Like anytime I need to buy a gift for someone, I stop in there.
Ooh, nice. Well, we're going to take our second break here and get a message from our sponsor, GMP Podcast Group. And when we come back, we'll discuss navigating the visitor experience.
Discover GMP Podcast Group Studios, located at 2406 East Burnside Street in Portland, Oregon, offering a range of podcasting packages to suit your needs, starting at just $49 per hour for your basic setup, featuring a Rodecaster Pro audio console and SM7B microphones, as well as options complete with camera operator and audio engineer expertise. Elevate your podcasting with multi-camera recording, plus we capture behind-the-scenes shots within the studio. Visit us at www.gmpodcastgroup.com and let GMP Podcast Studios be where your podcasting journey begins.
Cause this syndicate lyricist exists. Don't blink one eye, baby, you just might miss history in the making from the making of this. Third, I guess it's welcome back to these words. So I'ma come well like welcome backwards for sure.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Spotlight Show. Your host, Thorn City Podcast Guy. Yeah, this has been fun. It's been really tight, man. So I'd like to thank both of you for joining me and hosting me at the Visitor Center.
Thanks for
I've been looking forward to this show. It's another major accomplishment for me here in the second season. Securing my first on-location sponsorship. So I appreciate your support. I can't thank you enough.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you so much. And I can honestly say, after being in business for 10 years, I can see my visions come into life. It's finally, I think I'm getting to where I wanted to be 10 years ago. It's been a long journey. It's been fun. It's been tough at times, I can't lie, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Got my little bro Jalen with me now, 100 grand. He's into the social media marketing. He's a creative director, and I've been looking for somebody like him to come into the studio and help us take it up a notch. Said last weekend he had his first big event he put together. It's called the Concrete Carnival Festival. It's like a music festival. He brought in some music artists. They performed. They had to shut the block down, and I went down there, and it did his thing, man. I'm proud of my little man. Yeah. So yeah, that was tight, man. He's gonna be coming into the studio and switching some things up a bit over there. He has some great ideas and vision. So we're gonna get behind him and support the little young brother.
They say write it down, make it plain.
So
yes, congrats to
we're
you.
gonna do some music studio in there, podcast studio. Into video productions, music videos, and live events, and also some multimedia related youth workshops and mentorships. So if anyone want to get involved, we're located at 2406 East Burnside Street. That's the GMP Podcast Group Studios. So tell me about how does Travel Portland collaborate with local businesses and organizations to enhance the visitor experience?
You know me. I'm more than happy to jump in, I guess.
You go then.
So we talked about our partnership program. We've talked about the visitor center. I think those are kind of the two biggest ways that we use we work with local businesses and we work with our team to enhance visitor experience. So through the visitor services team, it really starts with that pre-arrival experience. And also, I should say, our marketing and content team. Like, most people are starting their planning with Portland on travelportland.com or through our Instagram or through other social media. And then what's great is we have kind of gone the opposite of a lot of other destination marketing organizations, where you go on their website and there's like a chat bot and you ask a question and it's not a real person. We tried that and we're like, no, this is not Portland. You need the human touch. You need someone to talk to. And so we are probably one of the few destinations that actually opened a visitor center in the last 5 years. And so I'm super proud of that. I think our organization has invested in that for a reason. It's because when people call or people are here and they want some advice, if they talk to someone on our team, if they get personalized recommendations on where to go in the city from a friendly face, that turns visitor experience around completely, right? Like, if you're hearing, it's like when you go somewhere and you ask a friend or family, what should I do? You're really going to trust them because you value their opinion. And so if we can create that relationship from the beginning, it really impacts the visitor experience.
Nice.
Yeah. And then a couple other things that we're doing, we're expanding our program beyond the visitor center. So we'll have visitor information at events and festivals around town. So our goal is to reach visitors, of course, when they're there, but it's also a way for us to engage with locals, to get them excited about the city again and provide that visitor information. So we're calling that our pop-up program.
The pop-up program. Nice.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I can really add is that, people do look for information on our site, and our most visited page is our events page.
Yeah.
It's a very, it's a nicely curated page that you can filter on events for this weekend. I know that our social team also posts on our stories, like events that are occurring over the weekend. Again, just kind of narrowing down the search for you to say these are, these great events that you can attend and participate in. So we know people use social media hashtags a lot to find activities to do when they're visiting a city. And so I would agree, while a lot of DMOs are sticking to the digital experience because We know that our phones are a powerful tool and we're on them constantly, but it does not replace the power of relationship and talking to someone. I'm the first one to hit the zero or on a phone, 800 number when I'm calling, because I'm like, I need to talk to somebody. And I think that translates to, coming to a city, being able to get personalized information about where to go. And so, yeah, our team is a really great team. They're just knowledgeable. I'm still learning about Portland myself and pockets of the community. So when you talk about gems and just hidden places, you really have to get out of the car to discover those. And anytime that I'm walking downtown and I'm like, oh, this is here. Wow. It's like a discovery when you just take a moment to explore a city. You can do that again as a local too. We encourage you to explore. Get out of your car, walk around, because you will find something new, and you may now happen upon your next new favorite boutique, next new favorite restaurant, so on and so forth. So yeah.
Nice. So how do you see the tourism landscape in Portland evolving in the next few years?
That's a hard vision to cast, in the sense none of us are genies. However, I think we're very optimistic. Very optimistic. We are Team Portland all the way, and we certainly are pulling out all stops to ensure that we can help our visitors understand the experience that they're going to actually have on the ground. And so that's from our PR team being very proactive with content writers and pitching Portland, being able to equip our sales team with information as they're talking to meeting planners about bringing their book of business to our city and convention groups to combat the concerns that some of meeting planners have as a result of publications that are sharing their, I want to say, their unvalidated experience with our city. So the work that PR is doing to really help be proactive. We have a strategic communications firm that we work with. I think that, we're trying to encourage, again, our locals to really kind of think about Portland and how they talk about Portland, because when you show your pride in your city and you talk to your friends and your family about visiting you, that just, it has exponential impact on people wanting to come and visit. Trying to think of other...
I just keep thinking about this positive wave of change, and it's already started. Let's look at Portland 2024 this summer. We just had a press conference 2 weeks ago with so many of our partners, like the City of Portland, Prosper Portland. We have the PAPS, Project PAPS coming up. We have Waterfront Blues Festival. We have Rockstar, the skateboard competition on the waterfront was just announced. We had My People's Market last weekend, which had thousands of people come through at the Red. I think I look at it as the future is bright, but the future is here now, and we're already starting to see this change, and I think we'll only go up from here. That's not my Travel Portland hat. That's my Michael Cavanaugh hat, and I feel good about it, and I think that we'll just keep seeing more and more visitors to Portland and more positive interactions.
It's the hopelessly optimistic outlook, right, of where we know Portland was, and we're not going to be the old Portland. We need to be the Portland now, as Michael said, and we need to be all actively engaged in creating a positive future about, the positive narrative about who Portland is and will continue to become, because we're not the worst city. And I'm not, and I wouldn't dare to say who I think is, or because I don't think that matters. I do just think what matters is that we have an amazing team of employees at Travel Portland who care deeply about our city, and they're working daily to just drive the economy, drive the experiences that we all have. I mean, like every single person, when we talk about our mission, we are reminded about why our job matters, down to our accounting team, right? You know, they may not be daily in community, but their operational excellence helps us to do our job when we're able to pay our vendors on time, our vendors who are helping us to create stories and content, right? So like it is definitely a ripple effect. One, you know, a cog in a wheel can stop that progress. And so every team member needs to understand that they are working towards the mission of helping to create that economic impact. And really, you know, the experiences that our visitors will have. So I'm a proud Portlander now. And I'm proud to be an employee at Travel Portland. I'm proud to be in leadership. I don't wear that title lightly. In fact, I don't really talk about being a leader when I'm out in community. I don't lead with that. I want to show that, if anything, my actions speak louder than my words, right? And so I think all of that collectively will continue to help Portland evolve into this mecca of, you know, a place where people will want to return and enjoy
And live. Nice. So last question, how can the listeners or local creatives contribute to or become more involved in Travel Portland's initiatives?
I would say if you're a visitor-facing business, go to travelportland.com/about-us or partnership and look into our partnership program. If you have any questions, you can always email community.engagement@travelportland.com. Again, there's a no-cost level, and then there's that slightly paid one, which our team can help you.
Help and navigate.
Yeah, exactly. And then...
Yeah, I think, that's probably, as a business owner, definitely looking into our partnership. And if you just have questions about how you can contribute, you know, I think I'm happy to have conversations with community members. Even if you don't think that your business or your work is adjacent to tourism, there probably is a path, and we're happy to help you navigate that. It just really starts with a conversation, so don't, you know, be afraid to reach out. I do return calls and emails.
Me too.
Nice. Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
Fun. Yeah, thanks. I definitely got to do this some more in my third season, putting more spotlights on local businesses on location. And so it's part of my next plan is to go off more of a substantial partnership, sponsorship, and launch what I would like to call the GMP Pod Tour and my upscale brand visibility advertising network idea I've been having for some years now. I think it's pretty genius, and so that's what I'm going to do next. I don't know if you guys will care to share your contact social media. Are you guys on social media at all?
No one wants to follow my social media.
I have a little bit of a followership. Mine is at Nelson, NELSON, AD as in David, 80. Nelson, AD 80. I just kind of showcase my adventures through Portland, from Midwest to Portland.
And follow at Travel Portland.
Yes.
Nice. So yeah, I encourage listeners to explore their passions, embrace innovation, and pursue their entrepreneurship in their own unique ways. Don't forget to check out Travel Portland's website at travelportland.com. Follow them on social media at Travel Portland, like Michael just said, for more information and updates. Thanks for joining us. Explore the power of networking and find inspiration by following me at Thorn City Podcast Guy. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes of the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show as we continue to highlight individuals, businesses, brands, and podcasters. And don't forget to subscribe to the Thorn City Podcast Guy YouTube channel. Follow at Thorn City Syndicate, the management team, at GMB Podcast Group, the production company, and at 100 Grand, the social media marketing platform as well. And be sure to drop by www.thorncitysyndicate.com. Schedule your free strategy session. Thorn City Podcast Guy, highlight your boy. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What man? What power? Hoodoo.
I appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show, where we network and build connections, interviews, and discussions. Until next time, Holla at your boy,
What man?
Thorn City Podcast Guy. I'm out.
You remind me of a man.